Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. In my today's video, I'm gonna share with you another amazing project which is the ShopCart Pro. And you may remember this ShopCart project there is already there, as you know. So because there's a lot of people, more than 51k people, you people are watching, you people are loving it, lots of people brought that, and we are updated it with the latest version. So you can watch the video till the end, then you can get a better idea about how this project functions. But this one which I'm going to share you today, this is something different. You will not find that because if you just go for the link here which we have previously, only the shopcart.reactbd.com. This is a very simple project with the Next.js and how we contradict with that. As you can see, this is going through a pretty limited area, but this is not like that. Now here, this is something different. If you just click here, this is like we have a fully functional e-commerce compatibility. Like we have all delivery system ready, we have all packaging system ready. I'm gonna explain to you each and everything, and at the end of the video you're gonna get the live link so you can try it by yourself, which is gonna be the shopcartpro.reactbd.org, and also you're gonna get that a repo link where you're gonna get everything free for just to keep tuning on. And there is a very good documentation so that you can read and you can go through it. Of course the repo will be in public when the video is published. So now the best thing is that you can get all the structure, how the project is built, how the setup is done. So everything you will get by free for no cost. Of course there's some little portion which only could be enabled by using the premium, and what you'll get extra is just right there. So you can just go click on the link, and right now of course the link it will be updated. The link it will hold this entire that shop card, which is just go, and the price is fair because the credential, the probability what I'm gonna explain to you or show to you, you're gonna see that price is very fair. So let's just begin with that. Now as for the previous setup, we have the same paging setup, and by the way this is fully responsive with a proper valuation. As you can see, that's just to work for all the devices, even the mobile screen or the similar screen pattern. First of all, this is the home page, and every single time if I go to click any of the products, it will redirect me to my a single product page. And as you can see that no reviews here, that reviews and that a customer review setup is working in real time. If I go in some product which may have the review, let's go this one, I may think it has a review here. Now this, as you can see, is for one review is there, and here it just decipher the customer reviews based on one review and who provide the review and what kind of review you have. As you can see, 4:1, and the other related product as such. And then we have the shop where you're gonna get something more different allocated there. As you can see, all the filter available filter value, so you can do with that. I'm not gonna go explain each and every single thing because I'm going to explain something very much important to you after logged in. We have the hot deal where we can show all the hot deal and hot products available. We have, yeah, blog is not a good practice. I heard in so many comments in previous video of this project that why you are keeping the blog, but it has some good meaning. You can provide that. You can see it's entirely working and perfectly fine. You can click any blog and you can read the data. You can read about that project and by so. Then we have the particular contact segment, and by the way we are using Sanity, right? And our database is live, so you can see I can easily access that with proper credential, and this is the live feature of the data. Yeah, I'm using the Grok query, but we are trying to make it as much fast as possible. And as you may know, we are also using that like the Cloudflare CDN to serve it very proper way. So first of all, let's go try something in a very unique one. And also the search, as you can see, if you just put just click a command K or control K, your search will appear, and there is a discoverable product here. You can search any, like I will search for the iPhone, I'll get the iPhone. If I click, it will add to the cart. And the problem is that this is just a simple symphony, like all of that other blog and other one, everything gonna work perfectly. So that's your part. You can try it, you can go on it, because right now what I'm gonna explain, because how you clone it and how you configure it, and also what kind of a good feature it has. First of all, let's go to make in sign in. We're using the the Clerk, but we customize the page. As you can see, it's not the model but the actual page. So I'll go with the Google. So whatever the Google contradiction here, I will log in with my email account. Now the best part is that here is the kick. I'm logging in Clerk, but my credential, you can see underlying, if I go directly in the user, we have a much more access of our user. As you can see, the Clerk is not indicating to handle that. Clerk is handling the user in a very specific manner. And by the way, we have also enabled the crowd like Clerk subscription. And by the way, we have that our Stripe payment section as well. So now, as you can see, we are taking back user according to that particular instances. Now, first of all, if I try to click on that, in that over here, even you just click, you can see we have my profile, my orders, wish list, dashboard, settings, help and support, and there is the admin panel. So what is that admin panel? Admin panel can access all the admin features, right? If you click on the admin panel, it will like provide the entire admin segment. Like admin has its own dashboard where you can set total revenue, orders, users, and others. It can go and view the analytics of the product, what is the best selling, what kind of orders is having. We can see the users, and also we can just check some of the account requests, because we are going to provide some premium support or some business support. There could be multiple supported accounts. As you can see, approved accounts, we have that like premium, all three are premium. And also we have the product, even we are going to work with the Sanity, but this product only having to be like coming here as just a read only, because we are not customizing the product here. For the product, we can directly use the Sanity dashboard. As you know, this feature has a very good unique probability to add the products in a very fast way, and a very any good unique manner is there. Now then we have the orders. This is the most important, and the order has a full life cycle. I'm going to show you and you're going to enjoy it for sure. Then we have the review system. Like whenever a person providing a review, like the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, right? If I just go open another one, we're going to show in real time. So if I have that Samsung, this S25 Ultra, and as an admin, let's say I'm going to approve that, right? Admin can approve. So admin approve the data, that whatever the processing has happened, and you can see it's updated in real time. So that's the one which we updated right now. If I go over here for the new one, if I just make the reload, it's supposed to, I think some of the caching issue, but we're going to keep it, because as we're running in localhost, it can have some issue on there. And sometimes also the problem could be affected is because of that caching issue. So right now, as you can see, it just happened because I'm not giving any revalidation here, because it's the review and other setup can be coming in real time. So we have the one review, and as you can see, we can see who put the review and best phone ever and the review status. So it's updating in real time. So right now, this is the review setup. Then also we have the subscription, which I showed earlier. So when a user subscribe, it will come directly here, and admin can subscribe the status, or it can delete. So that, as you can see, the subscription happen because this is the email subscription. Whenever anyone sending, and it can go to get the email. Then we have the notification. The notification have two separate part: a manual, like a manual notification which admin can send, and another one, every single action has a notification trigger. And by the way, this is admin dashboard, but as you can see, everything is working perfect responsive manner, which is by so far is a very good feature for me. Now let's see what it could be done when this is, I'm an admin, right? But whenever I want to see my dashboard, I'm as an admin, but I can be a user too. Now, as an user perspective, I'm saying that I can apply for the premium service. If I apply, it will directly go back to the admin, and the admin can access that. Then also I can track my orders. Like whenever I'm providing orders, you can see status pending, I already paid. So, and also when I trying to view my order, you see all the timeline, like order place, address confirmation, order confirmation, order packing, out for delivery, payment received, and delivered. So all the status is mentioned here with proper order item details, and that's coming through my database. And here in the summary, you can see how much items you purchase, or whatever the prices is there, shipping address, contact information, and either you can reorder with the same product, you can generate your invoice, you can cancel that order too. So everything is happening right here under the hood. So even the same way, if I go in my profile here, So in the profile, what it can happen, I can see my reward points whenever I'm gonna cancel it, right? In that order, I don't want to have that product. I can cancel that, and automatically that amount gonna be storing in my loyalty point or total spend or reward points. It will gonna hold on that, and you can just visibly see it right here. Now I can update all the information there. I can add my shopping address and others, and also I can see my notifications here. And as you can see, every notification is just aligning right here, order received and blah blah blah. So all the details is just publishing here, and if I want, I can simply delete that notification, and also I can refresh and get new notification. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just delete my entire notification segment, and also what I can delete the order, but I'm gonna keep that order where I'm gonna needing that. We have the wish list, and also we have the settings from where we can unsubscribe from newsletter, and also we can delete, like it can I'm not keeping that feature, but also user can delete that. So you're gonna get that feature in premium version. So right now, as you can see, even I'm an admin, first of all, I'm a user, right? So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna place an order, right? So I'm gonna just go with that. I'm gonna place 2 order. So this is my going on that. So this is my cart over here. In the cart, I have 3 product, or I would love to have more product, okay? So I'm gonna have a very big order here. And then this is the order combination with a 7 products. And from the cart, there's a good part is that I can single-handedly add quantity, I can delete quantity, and as you can see, as my account is privileged account, as my account going to have a premium support, it can save directly in my Sanity. If you just go in the Sanity dataset, and if you directly go in particularly for the user, and like if I go like any of the user, like the previous account, if I just go, you can see user ID is there. Then every single user, we have the wishlist part, we have the card, we have the order history, like every, as you can see, the wallet balance, every single quotation is right there over here. And whenever you're gonna clone that particular repository, all the credential, I'm gonna show you what kind of things you're gonna have, but everything is right there, all the type, all the data structure, everything is right there. So from there, as you can see, I can select the shipping address. I can add new address if I want. I can address, like let's say it should be a test address, and just put in, and because we don't no need to put any validation, and let's say test address. And also I'm gonna put that as a Dhaka, and let's put DH and 1216. And also I'm gonna do one more thing, is that I'm gonna open my Google here. I'm gonna open my email, which must be required. Okay, so right now I'm gonna add address. So whenever we're gonna adding an address, it's gonna automatically update in our data set here. As you can see, we have 4 address. That's the test. So we are not showing that more than 3. So now the default one is what I'm going to keep that as default. I can go directly with place order, pay later. It can go directly, it's going to place the order. By the way, you can also remove the cart. This is the normal feature. You're going to have that. You can go in the shopping cart. This is just a normal feature, so I'm not going to explain and individually break down to you. You're going to have that particular link to explore all of those features. And later on, you're going to understand why this is different than normal ShopCart, why the Pro is different, right? And by the way, if this video reach more than 50,000 views and like nearly 1,000 likes, then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna creating another shopwise.com, which gonna be a perfect e-commerce application. What you're gonna see right here, it's gonna be there with more adaptive way. We're gonna use so many things from the clone job to others, so many things it will be there. So first of all, we're gonna go with the proceed to checkout. So automatically it's gonna render, and this is the checkout page, a custom checkout page. Even from here, we can also go with the card. We can check the address here. You can see it's right. Then I'm going to keeping the card open because it's just a review place where customer can have a better understanding what's going on. Then I can go with pay now. We have 2 payment. One is pay with using the Clerk. One is the Stripe. So let's go with the Stripe. And my Stripe webhook is running, as you can see, verifying all the details, processing payment and order. And now after that, it's gonna also making that sending email confirmation and redirecting to confirmation, where we can make simply the payment. So I'm gonna go with that. Let's say photo, the default behavior of this Stripe, and I'm gonna go with that 1 2 3, and let's put the name. That's it. So now what it's gonna do, it's gonna go and handle that to make the payment in a very better and perspective manner. So now it's just getting the amount. This is so $10,000+ we're spending right now. After the payment done, it's coming here in order placed successfully. So it's just coming in the success screen. And by the way, I forget to change my credential here. So you can see it's getting in the live, right? But it's supposed not to go in the live. But anyway, that's the very good practice, as we are just using the live server here. So now even I go directly back to my, let's say I'm going to go back to my localhost 3000 here, and let's see what kind of scenario we're going to handle here. So now I'm moving to directly in my localhost. So let's go back to see in orders. So there should be 2 orders in particular. You can see even it redirect to directly in the live, we're having everything in our locally done. So I'm going to change the route setup in my local host, so to redirect in the local host, so not to have that problem anymore. And now we can check there is an email. Okay, so that email is coming from the order confirmation from there. Thank you for your purchase and order confirm and hi customer. So this is the message is coming from there. I can see the prices, I can see the amount, I can see my shipping address, and also I can see what could happen next. We'll prepare your order for shipment, will receive a tracking number. So every details is coming right here. And also if we go directly in the notification tab bar, we should be receiving a notification also. You can see order received, order received. So this every order is coming by so far. Now let's go to make things done in a pretty decent way. So what we're gonna do, as you can see, we're gonna make a cash and delivery. Okay, so that's the amount, and I'm gonna keep the amount less so that it can be understandable what we're going through. So let's go to checkout, and also from there proceed order. Oh, by the way, you can place order, pay later, it will also do the same. So I'm gonna just make that as placed order, and automatically, as you can see, oh sorry I made that with the, okay, it's my bad. We should not make that stripe. Anyway, I'm gonna just go back. Let's keep it like that, pending. So that should be 2 more orders should be pending. So I'm gonna go with again 799, and let's go back to the card, and over here let's proceed to checkout, and from there place order, pay later. Oh, it's also redirecting. I should not. Anyway, let's see what's happening. I think this is just a miss confirmation here. Okay, anyway. Okay, my orders is placed, so that should not be done directly, but is this happening? Or we can do one more thing. If I just go directly here and just place the order according to that button, I think, yeah, that's gonna be doing like sending the email confirmation, redirecting to the confirmation. It's just manipulating a change pattern here. That was the problem, which I will change the key because we deployed yesterday, so that key it was there, so it's not redirecting to the order place for the cash and delivery. Anyway, so now it's looking better. So we have all the orders here. Now what I want you to recognize how many orders I have, because we are now gonna go in a pretty decent way how we can deliver and how we can maximize that in a very different level. So first of all, we need to confirm what kind of role we have, right? So when your order is placed, now I have an image over here. As you can see, I have my accounts, I have my warehouse, delivery man, packer, call center, admin. So when the order is placed, the first variable is directly go in the call center. They're gonna verify it. They're gonna make the order in a very unique way. So I have 5 order here, right? So also you can view it by the admin, but as I'm admin, I'm not an employee. So first let me log in with the employee sign in. So first number, which the first user, which going to be, I'm going to keep it here. So my first user for the call center is that the email of React BD. So let's try to log in with that. So I'm going to just log in with this account entirely. And after login, as you can see, I can now happen to have my employee dashboard. So this is only for the employee. An admin can access that. We keep it in that middleware, but this is especially for employee. Let's go to directly in the employee dashboard so that we're going to see what employee can view. Now, there is a 5 pending orders, right? So pending 5, confirm 0. So as you can see, this is the call center, this is the order tab, and from there they can directly go back to the store. And this is a single application, not any other. So you can just visualize over here, we are managing a single application, not manipulating any other database, data structure, or something else. So this is a pure order structure which we are handling directly, right? So what we're gonna do, first of all, is go in view, and from here, first of all, we can go and check the user address. We can confirm the address. User can manipulate the address, but user cannot access to make that, right? So as an employee, I can handle that, right? So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna first confirm the address. As a call center people, I'm gonna confirm the order also. Like you can edit the products, right? Before you confirm the order, you can edit, you can do a lot of things, right? And this is because we need to check with the customer if his order is correct. So let's say I'm gonna just also put a message just to see call center is okay, just to put an variable over here. So now we are confirming that order, and after confirming the order, user should not, like the call center should not happen to get that to make that like the order, if even the order is confirmed. And we are also sending an email, as you can see, order confirmed. So user have a very good idea what's happening to his order, right? And now if we go directly in the confirm tab, as you can see, now you can't do anything. His part is done. Now if there's any changes he needed, he can either go to his in charge, or he can go directly to the admin who has the access to like involved to like edit anything, right? So this is the one. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna confirm all of the orders. I'm gonna confirm the address, and once the action is done, you can see you cannot open the model by accidentally. You can't do that because there the verification is there. After finishing that particular action, only then you can hit that. So confirm again, and then we need to also confirm the order. And by the way, I'm gonna also change, you can change and manipulate there in real time. And yeah, as you're gonna have access, so you can try it yourself. So right now, maybe you hear some noise, something fell down. I'm really sorry for that if you just bunking anywhere. So after that, address confirm is also the paid order, and there is all the value added calculation it will go by. So now as the order is confirmed, as you know, there should be a part where we need to pass that to the delivery man, right? So we have a warehouse. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just log in directly, and there is the cross middleware setup is done, which having validating everything in a very perfect way. So I'm gonna go directly using the account to have that warehouse who can really access those orders, which is particularly confirmed orders. And now if I go employee dashboard for that, you can see this is the warehouse. Okay, still I think, or I believe some caching issue is going on. Oh no, we are in a different account, because after the call center is confirmed, that order need to be packed. And after packing, then the warehouse should be coming, right? So we need to like go in a packer account. So I'm gonna go and like go directly in log into any of the packer account. And if you're looking forward to access all of those features, you can mail to me. You can comment on that video link. I'm gonna share that with you. So now let's try to access that our employee dashboard as a packer, right? So once we are moving directly to the employee dashboard for the packer, now he can access all the confirmed orders. See, we have 5 orders, but not other order. We can like mismanipulate on there. Only the confirmed orders he can access. Now what he can do, he can go right here. Now as you can see, he can check all the products, right? Then he can pack. So now he can also make that marked as packed. So it's done. So now he can check that, he can go bring the product one by one, and he can make that mark as packed, so that a customer can also think that so that it actually accessing and getting the products in a perfect way. So now also he can directly go on the, and also in the premium feature, you can also like tick on mark that is that order is successfully picked or not. There's a lot of features is there, so I'm not going to go that much in depth because it's already more than 20 minutes which I'm explaining, and still we're not yet done, because after that I need to clone that repo, and then I need to show you how you can do all the actions by yourself. It's gonna take a lot of time. So if you're still with me, please do like the video and subscribe the channel. I'm trying to do the like the maximizing the situation, how you can learn and get more about that e-commerce, like to have a proper hub about your e-commerce solution, and you can earn a lot of money from those kind of sector. So let's go directly here now. As our order is packed, so now this time what you're gonna do, you're gonna use our warehouse credential to log into the warehouse, because now we need to assign the delivery man who can bring that to the customer and finish the delivery, right? And to do that, this is the five of that like the packed order. So what I can do now, as a delivery man, I cannot assign directly here because I need to choose the available delivery man. So this is the delivery man which is allocating now. I can assign that particular delivery man, so it's assigned 1. So we're gonna assign that 5. Now we make sure to remember what order is paid, what is not paid. We have 2 orders is paid, 1 is not paid, right? And because there is the calculation going on for the paid order and for the unpaid orders, because we have the accounts who can access those things and can check the revenue, how much we are earning from the product, the cost and others. So everything can be calculated there in a proper way. So we are trying to bring all the setup by so far. Okay, so still with me, tune on, because you're gonna see it's very, very interesting, and all the code you're gonna get by free. So this is a different kind of feelings it could be working there, and some features maybe for the paid version, because that's where I need to get the motivation to do those kind of projects by so often. But whenever you're gonna bring that shop wise, that would be fully free as the previous one, and you're gonna get everything from there. Now it's our time to get to log in using our delivery man account. So I'm going to go directly, I'm going to switch my account which I assign, and those assignment, how you can assign, I'm going to show you, because admin can assign as an email to do all the tasks or like so. Now this is the delivery man. Now delivery man have 4 tabs: 1 assigned, 1 delivery, 1 delivered, another is the collection, right? So first of all, I'm gonna go with the paid orders, and here I'm gonna change that start delivery. So the delivery man collect the warehouse assigned to him, and delivery man is go out with the delivery. So now you can see this is going to be as in delivering portion, but this order is paid, right? So there is no money to collect from there, right? So now let's go try to set up on that. And over here I'm going to take a simple collection 750, so we can find the calculation in a very clear mode. So now this time I can make it like start to delivery, right? I can go with the start to delivery. I think this payment method, it started with Stripe but didn't pay it. So in the delivering status, now this is the COD, right? If I go in the COD, you can see confirm cash collection. Okay, now let's go and make that the paid delivery, which the paid Marcus delivery is paid. Okay, done. We just delivered to the customer. And there is a whole lot of things there, like the cancel delivery, and also there is the reschedule customer. Like if the customer is not there, they can reschedule the date and time. So everything is there. You need to tune something, and some tune is there because you need to understand the code yourself also. Now, as you can see in the collection, there is no money for the delivery man because he didn't touch the money, right? He didn't get the cash, collect the cash from the user paid in online, right? So what could happen once the delivery man received the cash? So you can open the model, you can do so many things. I'm just keeping it a simple method that he can collect the cash. You can see the cash is collected, and after collecting the cash, you can also make it mark as delivered. The order is delivered. He collect the cash, order is delivered, but $750 which he collected from the user, what it had gone, as you can see in the one pending collection, which is 751 pending submission. So the money is with the delivery man. I'm going to come that to later on. So let's go in the delivered way. So this is the one. Now in the collection, there is one order, right? In the collection, what he need to do, pending submission, pending. So we need to go and submit to cash collector. We need to select the cash collector, and then boom, we just submitted that one. So now as the delivery man submitted, let's go directly to our account. So I'm going to go make it sign out. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to sign in with my, let's say, account tab, so which the accounts can have access with that. So let's go with there. I think the developer account, this is the one which is actually happened to get my accountant. So from here, I'm going to go directly go in the employee dashboard where the accounts. Now, as you can see, everybody has their own portal. Now the accounts, there is all money is there. right? All the money, and previously it has the COD payment. So you can see the pending COD is 750, right? Previously it has all the orders. As you can see, the pending COD is 750. So now what he can do, he can directly go here, receive cash. So we can see received cash successfully, right? And receive the cash. If you reject that, the delivery man can be able to submit again and do his performance. So now if you go here, you can see the receipt collection, and you may change the difference because that amount is getting changed. I think if it's not changed, you can refresh the data or you can reload the data. Because as I'm running in locally, because my CDN, which is set up directly for caching for my live data, so you can see it's coming in a little bit delay, but it's gonna work perfectly. So this is kind of things which can be really handy to go by and make things happen to in real life. So now let's go try to again, because as my order is delivered, I'm gonna try to according to the user, even I'm an admin, so I can directly go logged in with my credential to have to see what's actually happening to my orders. So let's go directly in my order section. So in my orders, you see the global loader is running here. So this is one is completed, another two is delivered, right? If we, because the paid one, the delivery man didn't make it mark as delivered, so it's not showing the completed segment. So now here, as you can see, the order placed, address confirmed, and there is the timing, date and timing is there. So deliver completed. So this order status is done. So means perfectly good to go. You can generate the invoices if you want, which gonna generate directly invoices from my for the Stripe payment integration. We can actually go and fetch the invoices from that pattern. If you go download, you can see you have your invoices from the Stripe invoices right here with proper details. So as you can see, this is fully functional and working in a perfect way. So now this is the setup, and if you go in the notification, all the notification, you can see markers delivered and what is delivered. You can open the link and you can directly go view that particular order. You can share the order, you can reorder that particular details, and you can back to order. So this is kind of things not so weird, but having a very good exceptional situation here. Also, I can go directly in localhost, and where we can just, our studio is situated, because this one is live, so this is having the different data set, and also the Clerk having its Notion, so we can access that. And you can see in particular user, once we are logged in, it has that access of that particular orders, right? So now there is another portion here, how an admin can elaborate that, because admin doesn't have, because we didn't take the admin to the employee dashboard, because admin has its own dashboard. He can go to the orders, he can do anything. You can see this amount is here ready for delivery. He can access there. If he want to make the change status for delivery, it can make pending or it can make paid. The status, it automatically be changed, and you can see we can make paid by admin. Okay, and you can update the order, it will reflect by itself. So this is how admin can really do structs. And also for the particular account request, or I think I will just go directly in the user. Like as you can see, admin can do anything. Like this one, this account, it doesn't have like, it's not an admin, right? So because there is no call center, nothing, it's just an user. So what I can do, admin can assign anyone, like in charge. If assign the user particularly in charge, it can automatically go and in charge. Now he can access all the in charge functionality there. So this is the admin can do. So this is topmost the entire feature which we have particularly and by so far, and all the product, all the setup, you can see how you can work with, how you can deal with. So what I'm gonna do, first of all, to let you know how you can start and do those things particularly with that movement. So first of all, I'm going to close that one, and also I'm going to close my local host and others, because now we're going to go in depth in real time to set things up. Now for the first thing is that you need to clone that, right? So of course it will be public for sure. I'm going to make it after finishing the video. So first of all, you need to do like copy that and then clone it. And after cloning, what you can do, you have the reference, the live link where you can get the support, like to see what kind of feature we has. Then you can also follow through this setup. Like we have all the setup, like all the features explained here. all the quick start guide, how you can get step by step. You can clone, you can go directly within the project, then you can use npm en or pnpm. You can need to have those all credential, and I'm going to show you how you can like get it up from the opening accounts to fetch that like individually. I'm going to show it to you so you will understand how to start, and I'm going to also show you how you can deploy that in real time, because we're going to deploy it after that. Okay, so you're going to do it everything. Then also you're going to make that where you get the credentials. This is explained in a very proper way from where you can get especially all the credentials by yourself. And then we have the structure. Some routes may be missing in employee or admin because we make it some premium feature, but most of the time the API and others, it would be there. So you need to just explore the project. That's why I keep that one, because if I put everything there, you are not gonna learn anything. So that's the catchy things for you. And if you are very enthusiastic, resolve some of the issues on some route, let me see it, deploy it, and show it to me. I'm gonna give you the full access for the live which we have, like for that ShopCart Pro. If you just go over there, if we have that, I'm going to provide you the full code. If you just show me that yes, you did it, so whatever we have in the live feature, I'm going to provide that to you, the entire code. This link, it will be updated later on. So this entire code, I'm going to just publish it, share the link with me. I'm going to just pass that the drive link from where you can get it by free. Okay, so now to start with, you can see all the details is right here. It's a big details, but it would be good for you. Okay, so now let's see, we're gonna start something in a very different way. So what I did to just go apart by, I already cloned it here. So this is my link is right there. So as you can see, we need to get all of those setup, all of those previous scenario. So first of all, how we can start? The first thing first, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make that pnpm but pnpm installed. As you can see, I'm using the one pnpm for the package management. You can either use the npm or the yarn, both gonna work in a very similar fashion. I use pnpm just to restore my pages. So now here is the one thing, you're going to receive a seed file. If you doesn't have the seed file, what we have, from where you're going to get the product, you can see there is a public directory right here. So if it's not in there, you can see there is the images directory here where you can find all the banner images, you can find the brand's image, you can find the product's image. So entire image segment is right for you. You just need to upload. You need to upload the way you are looking forward. The good thing is that all the Sanity data set is right here. You can see the types, all the types right here, whatever the types which we are accessing, we are using, all the types is here. So I'm gonna just provide it a bit of time while it's just installing. You can either view the package where you can see whatever the package we use, but right now we need to do some more features. So I'm gonna close everything from here. So first of all, let's go directly in our Firebase, right? So this is the from where we're gonna start. We need to also, oh, by the way, I forget to mention, there is another a very fantastic feature which I forgot. I should not, but I forgot to explain. That is the analytics. We have the Google Analytics connected with it. That is super cool, because as you can see, we are just logging in with the Google. I think this is gonna be a little bit hangout over here. Okay, this is my ShopCart B1 project which we are accessing over there, and you're gonna get the live feed of the project. You can directly having the analytics which is accesses over there. Now you can go all the analytics data, like from where you can are getting the orders, how you are getting the orders. As you can see, it's gonna load, of course, because my pnpm is running, so it's just getting a little bit dizzy here, but it's gonna load by so far. You can see all the analytics data. So how many users there, what kind of page view, or you can see the user management. You can get the events, the real-time events, and also the real-time analytics there. So whatever the action you are passing, I can see from which country, from where I am accessing those data, and also I can view my audiences, right? This is already customized over there. As you can see, if you just press to see in my .env, you can see all features is here to be alerted. Okay, right now it's installed, done. So now we need to also happen to open an account here. We're gonna create, because we need those credentials. And by the way, whatever the credentials I'm gonna use right here, don't try to reuse it, don't try to manipulate it, because this is not a good practice. Use your own credential, and even you try, you will fail because it will not be available there. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna create a new Firebase project, which gonna be, I'm gonna try to make a similar fashion. So ShopCart Pro, YT. So that would be the name for it. So let's go. I don't want to join the developer program. Continue, and let's keep the enable the Gemini. It's good. So yeah, that's you need to. You can see you need to recommend. You need to enable it. Otherwise, you cannot go with those things, and you will not get the events. So continue, and also I'm gonna select my default accounts on Firebase. Create the project. That's it. So that's the setup you need to do for yourself to just to start with the Firebase. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just minimize that one. So this is the one account. While it's creating, we'll go directly in our, let's say it will go in our Clerk. So here we need to account, and we need to open another account. So I'm just logged in. If you're not logged in, you need to log in, and then you can directly go in the dashboard, and from there you need to go. As you can see, we have a lot of credential to pass by. Okay, so let's see in the Firebase. So continue, and now once you clone, if we just make that pnpm dev, you're gonna get an error. That's why I'm trying to prefetch all the data layer. Otherwise, because if we go in localhost 3000, there is a root layer over there because it doesn't have that Clerk. You see, throwing the error, the project ID for the Sanity, because so many setup is on the root. I'm going to explain that to you, but first and foremost, I'm going to go and fetch those credentials, because so many people, you know what's going on. So I'm going to close it. I'm going to fetch those credentials first. So the first one is that at the top, I'm going to go one by one. So our account is created. So that's the Firebase, and that's the Sanity over here, Clerk over here. So I'm going to create another one, create an application, and here we're going to open email, Google, and also I'm going to go with the GitHub, and from there the application name I'm going to provide, let's say ShopCart. I'm going to keep it bigger, ShopCart, let's say Pro YT. Let's keep it like that. Create. Okay, so I can just go directly with that. So there is the configuration. All the configuration is done for you. Either you can copy from here, or you can also go with the configuration, and from there you can go with the API keys. And as you can see, we have two APIs. You can just copy that, and let's go in our Clerk. So where is the Clerk? You can see next public Clerk publishable key, Clerk secret key. That's the two key is the same. So I'm just copy pasting from there. Done. So now as we have the Clerk credential, we need to go to get the credential for the Sanity. So let's go directly in our sanity.io, and from there what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna open a new account for Sanity. I'm gonna go directly in my dashboard. If it doesn't have the account there, it's simply you can just register, and it's pretty easy to create an account from there. So from that menu, I'm gonna go with the manage of that project. So from there I'm gonna create a new account over there. Right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna create a new project. So new project, let's say it's gonna be ShopCart Pro YT. Okay, that's it. Create the project. So from the project, what do you need? We need the project ID. Data set is in production. We need the API version. So we'll get back that also. So that is the project ID. So I'm gonna get that one. And for the project version, we can use the latest version. So we can see in the settings, either it will be somewhere there, or you can just search. So let's say Sanity latest version. Latest, what's the version? Latest API version. Latest API version. So you can search like that, and you can see API versioning is right there. So you can go with that. You can see that's the very old version here. So why the latest is not there? This is 2001. Okay, let's just go to search. Okay, if I go put yeah, that's the one, the latest 2025 11.4. So we can just publish this one here. Then we need this two token, Sanity API token, Sanity read token, and be careful, never ever share those. And for me, you're gonna not see that, because I'm gonna remove that too. So for here, I'm gonna go with the access, and on the access you can see all the access method you can see. So I'm gonna go with the API, and on the API you can add the API token. I'm gonna add the API token for developer one. Let's say it should be a developer token. So have the developer access. So you can see you can add it, or those lot of things. I'm gonna copy that, and the developer token, it will be directly go in the API token, right? And after that, there would be another token, which gonna be, let's say, at another token that would be only the read token. So gonna be happen to be the viewer permission. I'm gonna copy that to have that read token, and copy this, and this would be the Sanity read token. So I have the two token, right? So also there is another, the cross origin, because by default localhost 3333 gonna be there, and also I'm gonna just add this over here. because if you create from the CLI, automatically it will add that one by default. So I'm going to allow origin. So once we deploy, you also need to allow the deployed version right here. Okay, by so far we're good to go. So we have the Sanity, we have the Clerk. Now if we try, let's see. Okay, there is another credential which already we created here, so better we grab it. So from there, as you can see in the analytics, we need to enable the dashboard. And from the analytics, we also need to enable the real-time analytics, and then we're going to enable the events. And the one more thing is that we're going to go with the audience. So the 4. And from there, I'm going to go with the project setting. And from there, we're going to set up for the web. So let's go. It would be, let's say, no, it should be ShopCart Pro YT. The similar name is better for me. We are not using the Firebase hosting. We're gonna directly host that in our directly. We're gonna go to host that in Vercel. So this is the credential which we require, right? So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna copy those credentials. So copy. So now over here, where is our Firebase? That's the Firebase key. That will go one here. Then we're gonna go also that auth domain. So that would be our auth domain. And then okay, there is one access missing. Be careful once you are copying pasting those credentials for yourself. And there is ShopCart YT. And then also we need to grab that storage packet. We're not going to use it by, we are confirming with that so that you can go directly and use that one by so far. So the messaging sender ID is right here. And after that, we also need to provide that app ID. So let's grab the app ID. And then we need to processing on that the measurement ID. So that's it. Save. Okay, so now we are having that 2 portion. We need also the client ID, the client secret. We're gonna get it for sure. So now let's try to run this time. So pnpm dev, let's see what's gonna happen. It's running. So let's open my localhost 3000. So let's see. Okay, not that one, should be localhost 3000. And let's see what's actually going to happen. It's supposed to work perfectly, right? So we have some like pending credential. You can change the environment variable as the developments if you want. Okay, now we are having it. You see, we're having the entire setup done. So we can view the link, but we doesn't have the product, right? As you can see, everything is right here, but no product here. If you go in the shop, there is nothing at all. So you can see nothing, no caching, nothing, no data. So let's see if we can sign in. If we go try to sign in with Clerk, okay, let's try with the Google. Okay, that is the good thing. We can sign in. Okay, that's the perfect. So our Clerk is perfectly working. So the first time for the first login, it will just go and ask for a lot of credentials. But the second time, it will just go directly over there. So the first login, you see everything gonna be caching over there. Okay, we can log in, and as you can see, this account has no permission. So now let's try to go in localhost 3000/studio, because that's where our studio is running. If you just go and check in our app, we have a lot of scenario in the studio. This is the studio layout, and that's the studio where it's running for. So now we are happen to have that studio. If we go in the studio, we need to go verify with the Google. I think what's account I used? I think this one I used. Let's see. It's just a confirmation we need to forward through. Okay, I think so. Yeah, we're good to go. So all the all the status is right there, but we doesn't have the product. And how you can add the product right now? So if you go over here, what is the product route? Okay, that's the product route. So now what you can do, you can directly upload the product, right? So the same thing, that's the things you need to choreograph, because as you can see, what I told you, all the images right there. Either you can watch the website and you can find here. And for this project, as you can see in the live version, there is no ad. No ad will be running. So I'm not going to running any ad. So you can get fully finally and a very subsidized version. So it will be stable for your people. So now you can ideally create the product, right? So what I'm going to do, it will be very hectic of time to add a lot of product right there. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to happen to have that seed file. So I'm going to go directly to extract that seed file. What I'm going to do, let's clear that. So let's clear it. So now from here, I'm going to just go directly with the npx command, sanity at latest. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just pass that package to grab it properly to have all the configuration done. And before you initially go with that, you need to, as you can see, installing Sanity globally. So you need to go to run that command to install Sanity in the global environment. As you can see, either using npm yarn pnpm, you can just implement the Sanity, because if without that you cannot be able to go and create those setup. So right now, if I just check here as a Sanity, let's say Sanity version, so I should be able to see, yes, Sanity is working, so it's getting the feature. So right now I'm going to go directly in my production, so the production which I configure, and as you can see, what it's doing is just reading the validating data files, importing the documents, and importing the assets. It's a big asset, so it will take a bit of time. So all the images, whatever the data I got from my previous published project, all the data it's gonna import and then it's gonna dump. And by the way, this is not the latest which I was changing previously. It was just setting the previous file onwards, so I will not get the orders, but I will get the users. So also setting asset reference and all other things. So right now, if we come over here, and I think I need the reload. If I reload here, you see, okay, no, not yet done. Even I reload, okay, now it's coming. And the product has a very good feature. If you explore here, you can modify it, you see. That is the good feature here. You can see a lot of things is here, which I didn't explain to you because the lack of timing. I don't want you people to lose a lot of time just to see what's happening. You can just make everything right here as well as in the shop, perfectly aligned. And you can, okay, categories is not coming, and the best thing is that you can do one thing, you can just inspect that because you are running in locally, and this also implement the caching in a very maximized way. So it's gonna in local, it's gonna cache a lot of data, so you need to be very careful once you're implementing it. Even you are we're just minimizing the setup here, but we have a cache a compartment here, especially in the lib. You can see we're caching with a proper feature. There is that revalidation setup, and all the comments is right there. Even the AI is written the comments, but you know, that's the good feature is there, so you can understand what kind of products it can cache, brands it can cache, so you know how the way it can run. So let's go and try to do some more setup, and here we need to do something more, you know. So what actually can be done, there is another portion which we need to have, Stripe account, which we need to create. So let's go to our Stripe. So in this Stripe, if you have the accounts, you know, it's very simple. Register it and then go in the sandbox. So that's the sandbox account which you are using that. So you need to have that Stripe secret key, Stripe webhook key, 2 key you need to have, and you need to install the Stripe globally just to go to make those things run. You see, I'm installing that globally, so you can search in the internet and you can find the tune to go with that. So what I'm gonna do with the accounts, I'm gonna create a new account from where we can go with that. Let's say it should be ShopCart Pro, and then YT, and create the account. So that would be a new account. And why I'm doing everything as new, because I'm going to remove it before publishing that video. I don't want my credential to be disposed. So escape for now, everything is escape. So I'm just going to go directly in the sandbox, which has all the credential to test in locally. And of course, you can also test the Clerk setup is there. You can go on if you looking forward to. From the developers, I'm going to go directly in my, let's say it should be, where is the API keys? Okay, that's the API keys. So I'm going to go in the API keys, and I need one API key, which is the secret key. I'm going to copy that, and over here I'm going to paste it, right? So that would be my secret key. And after the secret key, what we have, so I'm going to go with the transaction, which having nothing. Now I need to get that webhook key, and before getting that webhook, I need to make that not Sanity, should be Stripe login. Okay, without Stripe login it will not work. I'm going to enable it. So I'm going to also happen to be getting that in the email, so I need to confirm it. So I'm going to open the email in my phone just to grab the email data. It's not in the phone, so I need to reopen that because I don't want to show a lot of things to people. So let's go over here. I need to provide the credential. So to have those credential, I think it is right here. Okay, Stripe verification key, that copy that, paste it, and automatically it will hold the track. Now if I will just make that allow access, so now the access is granted. So now the command which I need to run, you see it at the bottom. So I need to run that Stripe list and forward. localhost API webhook. Now you need to be careful where your webhook is heading. You can see app API. If you make that webhook in different route, you need to change that route setup. That's it. So in the route, you can see that's the full API setup which is running right now. So right now, what I need to make that stripe. So should be stripe listen. Okay, that's it. Now while it's running, you need to copy because that's gonna happen to have that 1 month of validation. So once you're gonna make that real time, I'm gonna show you how you can also make it in production layer. So now for the webhook here, so where I can keep the webhook, that's the webhook here. Okay, this is the waypoint. And also I'm going to do one more thing is here. So first of all, as you can see, the email which I logged in right here, I want that to be my admin account. So now there would be two methods to provide an admin account. First method is that you can either use it that array, whatever the route you're gonna keep it in array, they can have access to the admin panel. So make that admin route. And there is another portion here. If you directly go in our like e-commerce, and if you go in the user, as you can see, it's getting the latest data. So maybe it can update the user. So there is a role pattern here. So if you go directly here, so let's go in the user section. So where at the bottom, business account, there is a toggle button. Is employee means is an employee, is admin also as an admin. So that could be trigger that previously it didn't trigger because you need to go directly make that logout, login again, it will trigger automatically. So now that's how admin can see. You see total user. Now I have only one user, really. Okay, so let's go to the user. Why is only one user? So this is the user only I have. Okay, I think it doesn't get the new data because I changed right now. Let's just go and logged in using that particular instances. So I think this time it will reflect on that because previously it didn't load the data from Sanity instances. So now, okay, again, one user. It doesn't have that user specified data. Okay, there is the user, but why I can't see it in real time? So let's go make inspect, and I'm gonna again I'm gonna remove the cache just to see. Okay, one Sanity have 7, active has 7, so the data is not loading. I'm going to provide a bit of time again because it maybe have the caching. I'm going to remove the caching and try to reload again if it's working. Let's see. Okay, what I did to just tuning with the caching, I think it's because of my caching route. As you can see, the combined route. Also, you can see the image is broken. This all having the image, you know that because you've seen it before. It just happened to be the local host. You know, the Next.js is getting a lot of heavy. Even my Mac is crying right now. So that will be later on. It will be modified and could be better. So now we are having all the almost setup. So now the two things we need to enable is that everything we are having right now. So I'm gonna close all others. So what's the separate things we need? We got all of the credentials. By the way, if you want, you can change those things if you wanted to. So right now what we need to do is that we need to get a Google Client ID, Google Client Secret, and for the email, we need the Google Refresh token and sender email address. For sender, I'm gonna sending with that React.js BD, or I can just log in with that. I'm gonna pretty much use a similar account, which is we are using right now here. I think that would be a good option. So I'm gonna use my developer account. So let's okay, from where I can get that, or I can. I think, yeah, that's the one. Okay, that's the one I will go because that. Okay, from which account I opened that our ShopCart Pro. Okay, that's the account we need to use. Okay, I will go with directly in the console. Yeah, that's the one which we use. So we need to keep in mind to use that similar address right here. So now as we have, we need to get that Google client address. So I'm going to go with that. Let's say Google developer console, and over here I'm going to go directly in the Google Developer Console, which is going to be console.cloud.com. So from there, I'm going to just change my account, which account I'm going to using it. And from this particular segment, I'm going to choose my project. From the all project, I'm going to choose whatever, as you can see, the ShopCart Pro YT. I'm going to choose the selected project. And over here, I need to do a little bit a good of things. So this is the one which we need that Google developers. So that's the auth playground, which you need to confirm over here. And from there, we need to make that credentials. And before getting the credentials, we need to also, I think, already browser key. Yeah, Google is already created one. Okay, that would not work for us. So first of all, we're gonna configure our consent screen just to go the reliable things. So get started from there. And over here, I'm gonna provide the name. So it should be ShopCart Pro YT. And for the support URL, okay, that's the one. Next, external, you can either go with the audience of your tester. So let's say reactjspd@gmail.com. And from there, next, agree, continue, create. So now that is providing the credential to provide back with the other setup. Now we need to do the other periods. Now, as we have the consent screen, now we can create a client for the credential management. We can go with that. So from there, we're going to choose that web application and we're going to keep the name as web client. And here, what you need to do to create and redirect URL, which gonna be this one. If it doesn't put that redirect URL, it will break. So let's create that application layer. And from there, I need two things. One is the client ID, which I'm gonna copy and keep it here. And remember, we need it very much. And also we need to have the client secret. So copy it here and then provide that secret. Hit save. And from there also, I'm gonna close it. Now, I need to go over here, which is that developers.google.com.auth playground. And from there, I need to have my refresh token, right? And from as that's the gear icon, you can click on that, use your own credential. And from there, you need to paste that, not that one. You need to paste that, the Google ID, which you have your own ID. So I'm gonna copy and paste that. And also I'm gonna provide that setup. Make sure not to miss that. Otherwise, the email, it will not go. So close it. And from there, what we need to do, we need to go directly in the Gmail setup. So let's go here. You can see the Gmail API v1. From there, I'm going to click on that mail.google.com. I'm going to authorize that API. While authorizing, it will go for the credential. And if it doesn't put that, okay, it's it just providing the error details. So let's go. Once the error is coming, so I think our redirect URL, which we just provide that, it may not work. So authorized redirect URL developers.com Google, it should work, but it is not. Let's see what we are missing. Okay, now the concept is asking for the verification process, but it should verify it. I don't know what's actually wrong here, because it should work. It was access blocked. ShopCart YT has not completed the Google verification process. Why? Is app name ShopCart YT support email reactjsvd@gmail.com. So error details. Let's see the details. It could be there. Okay. Full flow name, request details, access type, offline scope. Okay, code, redirect URI, HTTPS Google Playground, prompt consent, flow name. Okay, this is the ID, right? So that's the 49. Okay, that is the ID. That's supposed to work. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do something pretty stupid because it's supposed not to work in that way. It's supposed to work, right? So what we did here, if we go the auto created, everything is perfectly aligned here. So that's supposed not to work. So if we go in the overall situation, so that's the authorized redirect URLs. I'm gonna go with to make another secret key. Okay, let's copy that and I'm gonna try it over here. I think I maybe misspelled something. That could happen because whenever you're copy pasting, it could be happen. So 51849. So that is the okay. I'm gonna try one more time. If it's not happen, goodbye. Just let's see what's actually coding is really coding is not entertaining till you love to have the errors. Otherwise, it could be a painful. So let's go to try, and I'm gonna go in my secret. I'm gonna just provide the new secret here. Close it. So let's try to authorize that because it's redirecting. You see, it's just getting it there. So it's supposed not to block that. Okay. Access denied. 403 not completed. So either it's just okay. You can only be okay. Let's see. I think I found the problem here. So I think let's go directly here. I'm gonna go in my OAuth consent screen again. So I'm gonna check it here. So that is the, if we go in the settings, advanced settings, verification center, data access, we need to, I think we need to put in a scope for that. So here you need to go through this scope. So I'm going to add a scope here, right? So the scope, you can see you need to go directly that https mail.google.com. That's the scope which we need to add it. So over here, does it have that? So let's see, you can search. No, we can search. So auth. Okay, I think this one having here, supposed to having, okay, we can actually add it in manual setup. So let's go, I'm gonna go with that mail.com. So that's the one I'm gonna add it, manual scope. Okay, so add to table. So now I'm actually accessing that a particular tab here. So now if I go to my first page, I supposed to be able to see that. Okay, you can see. So that's the one I'm addressing here. So now as my scope is, okay, did we add it? No, I think I didn't confirm that one. So let's go again. This time I'm going to try again. So update, add to the table, update. Now I'm having that scope. So now there is no reason for them to block me down again. So let's just happen to be providing that authorized APIs again. Let's see what is going to happen. Let's make that things, click it here. I think again it just provide me that dumb things. So I don't know why this is mesmerizing over here. It's supposed not to be. That is the cool, that's the concept here. I'm gonna try one more time. If it's failed, then I think I need to provide a separate video just to go and address those issues. Okay, let's copy that and let's go by on that. Copy this, paste here, close. I'm gonna access that. Where is that Google API? So this would be Google API. That's it. Authorize. Use that account. Again, error details. Okay, let's see. And I think I forget to do another portion is the Gmail API. I need to enable those API to use that particularly. So that will, as you can see, ShopCart, and from the API segment, you can enable that API. Otherwise, the API, it will go and provide the fallback setup. Yeah, okay, the API is enabled, so I think we are good to go. Okay, so now this is the enabled one, so you can go with the APIs and others from the library. You can just go for that and you can grab it. So now let's try again. So let's go particularly over here, and this time if we try to authorize it, if we go directly here, nope, I think I am killing you a lot of time here. Okay, instead of running it there, I'm going to try something else. What I'm going to do, as you can see, it's not working by so far, no problem. If it's not working, we're going to try a new one. So this is my project. So let's say test 101. Okay, so that's the billing account, which I'm going to go my billing account 1. Okay, create. So let's see. There is a lot of whole other ways of how we can try and decipher on that. So let's see the test 101 because that account is created. I don't know why the Google is not seeing it here. Because that's okay. Where is the recent test 101? It's created, right? Everything is good to go. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna directly go in that. Let's say I'm gonna go with the APIs. I'm gonna go with the credentials, right? So this is the account which I'm holding right now, upholding. So now from here, I'm gonna configure the consent screen. Maybe I have some mismanipulation over there. So I'm gonna try it. I don't want to let it back. So let's say test app and supported email. That's one. Next. And the external, anyone would be able to access, and that would be at gmail.com. Okay, so I agree, finish, create. The same procedure which we followed. I know I'm taking a lot of time to processing that is supposed to not to get the error, but somehow I'm getting that. Now create OAuth client, okay, not the client, but OAuth client. So let's see what it's going to bring us for. So web application, web client, and I'm going to provide that set a redirect URL. So that could be the URL which the playground is right here. So copy that and let's say paste it here and create. And after creating, I'm going to change those credentials again. So that's the new one which you're using that. So copy and code it. Okay, done, save. Now this time what I'm going to do, So we're going to visit the same URL here for the developers method, and anything is required here. I think for that access, we can go and trigger, we can add the access here, whatever the access we need. So we need that mail address. So we're going to add that scope here, update. And also we're gonna need that too for the API. So enable API is services, and I'm gonna go to search for the Gmail. So as you can see, all the APIs is accessible here. So if we go directly in that Google API, so let's say Google, that's the, let's say Gmail. I think we are using that, okay, mail API, so we can enable that one. Okay. So now let's try here. So I'm going to go directly over here using my credential right now. So I'm going to go to fetch, that's the new credential which we have been created. So the client, and after that, we're going to go to have that credential right here and close and code it here. So I'm going to go directly to go fetch the setup over here, which going to be addressing the Gmail API, google.com, and the mail access, and I'm gonna choose my account from here. Okay. Anyway, I think my quota is completed. Maybe somehow it's not blockering or creating those particular setup, but trust me, only one setup is there. After adding there, you're gonna get a token from there, which is the Google refresh token. If you get that, it will work perfectly. Trust me, it will work by so far. But again, I'm really sorry. I don't know, maybe some setup again I can try to open the VPN the one more time. If it's any of the network caching or something, maybe it will trigger upon that. So let's just stay with me one more time if we can handle that. So if we just go over here, creating that account ID, and let's try this one. And also what I'm gonna do in my Google, I'm gonna go choose the account which I have that. This is the account which is the auth user 3, right? So I'm using the auth user 3. So I think we can simply go with that auth user 3. Maybe it will work. So let's copy that and we can pass that auth user 3. Let's see if we can access that. Yeah, it's actually accessing. So let's try that again. I don't want to leave it behind. I want it to be done for sure, so that it would be a complete setup of application layer. Okay, done, close. So let's go and try that Gmail. So we're gonna go with that EF, where is the G? Gmail API, mail.com, authorize, and that's supposed to get the authorization by so far. Okay, authorize. You can see it's reloading because I provide the credential right here, OAuth 3. So it's actually getting my actual user. Okay, so right now it's supposed to take that. It could be happen to be the some of the Google verification process or setup. What it could be, I don't know, but maybe there could be an issue. But let's see. This time it's loading. I think something good will happen. So let's see. No, again, I think it's because of some of my account problem, but no worries. You just need to only grab that credential, right? Otherwise, everything is good to go. So now let's go back to our previous application layer. We're going to go to add some products, and from the cart, we're going to go directly over there. And as everything is working perfectly, I'm going to go to setup with proceed to checkout, and from the checkout I'm going to go directly accessing that for the pay now button. Okay, pay with Stripe. So entire procedure gonna happen right now. It will not send an email. You see the email confirmation happened to be having a problem, but right now other setup it would be good to go. Everything gonna be working perfectly fine. 1 2 3, and I'm going to provide the name. So the Google setup, if you cannot do it, let me know in the comments. If you also didn't access the credential for that button, let me know in the comments. I will try to help you, or I'll try to find a way by which we can do something better to initialize that. Okay, so now from there, as you can see, I can apply for the premium services. I can now view my orders, as you can see. So all the orders, it will be available here. So now I can see all the order details. And also if I go directly in the admin dashboard, and from there, not the dashboard, but for the admin dashboard, you can see an user is updating for the account address. So I can, when it will come in a very short way. So in the subscription, as you can see, there is no email to be subscribed. So I can just go and make my gmail.com to subscribe my as an email. so it will automatically appear here. If it's not a caching problem, as you can see, it will be implemented. So I'm going to just make a hard reload, or you can just remove your .next file so that the caching, it will not be implemented. Okay, again, there is some error for the caching, but never mind, it will not be there once you're going to have it. So let's go in our dashboard, and over here the notification is coming. Not yet, it's because some of the order manipulation gonna happen, but otherwise everything gonna be good to go. So now if we go directly here just to go log out, and then we're gonna sign in with our proper method for the, let's say, we have to have that our user. So let's see what user I have to go by for to see the details. So to have that call center, I have that account. So let's see if we can access that, especially for the employee setup, if it's coming or not. So I'm going to close that tab. And also if you go in the payment, in the transaction, if you reload, you should be able to see that one of the payment is done, which we used using this Stripe, and it could be working perfectly aligned and in proper way. So let's see what is the balance is coming right here. So now you can see the payments, and when you click, all the details it's gonna appear for sure. So it's good to go. So right now everything is working. Okay, I'll choose that account to log in because the first time I'm using that account, so it will just go pop up. I'm really sorry for particularly for that scenario. It's supposed not to happen. The playground should access. So what I made a mistake, just let me know in the comments. And also the configuration only to have that, you need to get that Google refresh token. That's it. Others all are set up directly, so there is nothing to be worried. It will work if you have the refresh token. If I just replace my refresh token, it will work perfectly. So now after logging that, so this is an employee, so employee should work over here. So as you can see, again, the problem is that because of the caching, and you can see that's we have that lot of structure because there's a two separate account we are using and viewing. So now these accounts, okay, we can go with that localhost /studio. So now this is why this is because that's, I think the database also having the live preview. Maybe it's happened to be, you see, okay, there is only single order. Did we have that actual data layer? I think this is the one which we use, right? So why the product is gone? And also if we go in the user, I think there is some more manipulation because of the setup. So this is the React.js BD, which we supposed to have that. Okay, we have that, and that is an employee, right? So premium account accessing, yeah, he's an employee. So if we check and if we try again, this is an employee, so that should have the proper overview. I don't know why this is not supposed to get that much caching, and we're using that for the particular branch here, so it's supposed to work. Even we just try to make logout, and let's try again. This is supposed not to be there because I'm running a lot of things here, so maybe it could be happen to be have some caching issue or some others, but you may not fetch that because see what's happened with that particular instances for that particular data layer, what because those errors supposed not to come by default, but it happened. That could happen. Anyway, let's see if we can try that our employee dashboard. It will not let it try because see the dashboard. Okay, let me see what's happening here. Oh, I got that. Because remember, we changed the configuration on that Sanity Pro, right? It happened because of that. Because this user, you see, whenever we are keeping a user here in the Sanity, we are also matching with that Clerk user ID. That was the problem. Because right now, this user doesn't match with the Clerk user ID. So it's not actual user by so far. So what we can do, we can assign that user particularly from that fresh data layer. Whenever we are importing, the data set is changed. So that was the problem here. So you cannot use any existing user. So what we need to do, we need to just manipulate some of the changes from there so that we can use it perfectly. So I'm going to delete those users data layer, and we're going to try it again so that it can be really, really important or mesmerized over here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go and I'm going to access that user. and then we're going to remove that. And also I'm going to close my VPN here. So let's go try to access the admin panel, and from the panel what I'm going to do, I'm going to remove those users from the sanity layer. That's it, remove it. So I'm gonna just close all. So let's see, that's the one of the user. So I'm gonna keep that two here. I'm gonna remove the selected one. So that's all, you are good to go. So that's 7 items which the other user, which is having my previous, okay, this is just a caching, so that will also disappear. It's because of that caching layer. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna just clear the caching. And actually, I think it cannot delete the data, because remember the ID, it will not match. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to manually remove that. Okay, so that's the only one solution which we can do. Otherwise, it will not happen to be there. So that's, once we just manually remove that, it will automatically remove from there. Now, this database, as we have that particularly, so we can view that and we can now add to Sanity. So it will open a new account over there. As you can see, even it's happened to be a same account. So now if you check here, this is the new account. So see this account, so that is the React.js, right? And that's also the separate ID, and this two ID is different. So now what it can be done, I can now assign that user particularly. So if I go here, if I go assign to as a call center, I can now, you can see this is now activated, right? So in the Sanity portion is there. So now it can go and prefetch the data layer. So I can go and check, I can assign as a picker. Okay, user must be in Sanity database before assigning an employee. Okay, it's there, but it's not uploading yet. It's just because of that data manipulation, nothing else. Trust me, nothing else. You see now admin user is not getting here. It's because it's all are there. It's just because I use that extract data layer, that ID is not match. That was the problem. So it cannot verify that particular user according to the email is there or not. So you may not to find those problems because you are not going to get the setting, so that you're gonna good to go. So now what I want you to, you're gonna try it. You're gonna try it to make that happen. Clone it, and if you're facing any problem by so far, let me know in the comments. I will try to resolve it. I'm going to try to help you on that, and if you can publish that. So we can do one more thing is that, so as you can see, we can directly go and publish in our, as you can see, we can directly go and publish that in our like say we'll go in the Vercel. So we're going to try that to deploy it there, right? And on that Vercel, as you can see, we can add a new project from there. So I'm going to just open a new project. I'm going to close a lot of other thing is open. I think I need that. So let's go to clone that. So I'm going to access that project from here. You can see I'm using the same project, but as you may see, I'm going to change the environment variable. I'm going to copy that all, and then I'm going to paste it directly here. So that's going to get all of the setup, and from there in the root directory, I'm going to check, I'm going to go with that. So that would check the root, and the build and output, that would be the similar. So all the environment variable is just set over here. So I'm going to close the environment. I'm going to close that. And for the root directory, I think from where we can edit the branch. So this is the root. Okay, so it could be continue. Okay, it should not be the main branch, so which cannot be accessed. So now how we can make that? So okay, first we're going to deploy it from the main branch, then we're going to change the branch because the selling branch, that's a different branch which we have the project. So now after deploying there over here, as we finished building the credential, as you can see, it's gonna start building in different way. That's it. You don't need to do anything. All setup is done. Also, if you go in the especially in here, if you can make that PNPM build, you can see the build gonna be a very pure and gonna work in a very abstract way. So the build is running. I can also close my webhook here, which is not required right now. So as you can see, all the build, if it's success, means it's gonna also success from here. So all the setup gonna be working. You can either check in locally or you can deploy it right there. So while it's deploying, as you can see, we need to also grab the webhook by so far for a Stripe, so that when the payment is done, it's gonna hit on that particular Stripe webhook. So just provide a bit of time to deploy that one. Now, as you see, our local build is done, and you can see the caching was happening in the root. We're caching on there, revalidating on there. In the webhook, we're in the blog, we're revalidating also in the category. Then also the I think the employee got that, and then we're gonna have the product and also the sign in like shop. So you can also maximize on that, because if you see the structure, this is a very cool structure by so far, because now I'm going to explain that to you a little bit while it's just deploying here in that particular. Okay, it's already there, so we're going to go in the dashboard. And one more thing is that you can see the ShopCart Pro Vercel. You need to add that in, especially in your course policy for that Sanity. While it's loading is here, you can see that is our app. So this is the action tab here, where all of the action is coming from there. And in the app, we're gonna have our admin, where admin access there. We're gonna have auth, and then we're gonna have the client, and also you're gonna have ampli route. Then we have our API segment. So all are directly set up there. We have the components. We're using the Shadchan and Tailwind CSS, and then also you have the configuration, constant directory, context there, hooks there, and we also manage that particularly for the store, which I think you're gonna find it in live. So all the stories right there. Right now is nothing is showing here, so I'm gonna copy that, and after that I'm gonna close the localhost from there. I'm gonna go ShopCart Pro. I'm going to add another origin here, so that would be the origin. Let's just grant it the access, and after accessing that, you know what to do. Just reload that, and of course it's gonna coming in up right there. Now also you can directly go and use the login setup here. So I'm going to go and log in with my credentials. Of course it could be a login by so far, but how we can get the webhook? To grab the webhook, remember we need to find a separate setup, because the webhook route, okay, that should be done. Why it's not redirecting? So okay, now it's redirecting. So now how we can grab that? I will just copy that link here, and we'll go in that Stripe. We're gonna go over here, click on webhook, and we can add the destination from there. And so after that, we need to find what kind of things which we are looking forward. If we go in the API, and if you go in the webhook and route, and over in the route, we can find what kind of action which we trigger to watch. So let's see in our watcher what is we are triggering over here. So let's see payment status. No, not that. So what actually we are using, I think it would be at the top. Okay, webhook construct event, webhook signature, where is that? Update order payment. So that's the order ID. I think that could be this is the webhook we are running. So the backend client is Stripe. Okay, there should be a tiny yeah, checkout session completed. So that's the one. So let's say click on that checkout dot session, so dot completed. So we're gonna only listen to that, and webhook endpoint. So we need to find that endpoint here. So let's go in that copy on that particular link here. And then if we try, and we're gonna provide that URL link and that create in destination. So now we're gonna have that link here. So I'm gonna simply copy that, and let's go directly in my dashboard. I'm gonna go in my settings over there, and I'm gonna go in my environment variables, and over in the environment variables, we need to provide that Stripe webhook secret. So that's the secret which we are going to change, and that would be the secret. Particularly remove that and save it here. Okay, done. And after saving that, we need to also go in particularly redeploy. Otherwise, either you can push from your branch, or you can redeploy entirely, and then that thing's going to work perfectly. So that's how you can do that. That's your entire setup. So you have the repo to try and test it. And by the way, you can always go in that ShopCart Pro in the live link, and you can find every single scenario is right here. If you are free to go and upgrade to your project, you can purchase the project. And after purchasing, if you're having any error, any problem, let me know in the comments. I'm going to try to reach out and help you. And by so far, you can purchase me a coffee if you're looking forward to. And please do subscribe the channel, and baby shop mart. I think the 2 more components is pending. And by the way, this ShopCart website also gonna be having a mobile version. I'm gonna drop it very soon. So all the best, finish it, and if you succeed, let me know in the comments. If you're having a problem, let me know also in the comments. Let's build it together to maximize its power. All the best. I'm gonna see you in next video.